Okay, so welcome back. Now we're going to start talking about adding signed numbers. So before we start doing examples, let's go through a couple of things. So on the board I have a number line. So this is the real number line. So this represents all real numbers, okay, from negative infinity to positive infinity. That's why we have the arrows at the end. It just says that it keeps going on to infinity in both directions. So now the thing is we've talked about whole numbers, we've talked about decimals, but they've all been positive, okay? But there's lots of situations where we deal with negative numbers. For example, if you write a check off of your bank account and you don't have enough money in your bank account, you could become overdrawn, which means your bank account becomes negative, right? Or what if you owe someone money? Well, that's a negative amount. If you owe someone $5, then that is a negative value. We would represent it in accounting, that would be a negative value. That would be money that you coming out of your pocket. As opposed to somebody giving you $5, that would be represented as a positive number. So on and so forth. If you're talking about elevation above, at ground level, right? At ground level is 0. So if you're above ground level, it's a positive number. If you're below ground level, that's represented as a negative number. Scales like temperature, right? So you've got positive temperatures, for example, on Celsius. You've got things that are above 0, which is above freezing point of water, are positive. Anything below freezing is negative, okay? So lots of situations come up where we have to deal with negative numbers, okay? Especially in physics, chemistry, things like that. Okay, so business, accounting. So that's where these negative numbers come in. So you've got 0, and just think of the negative numbers, or what we call signed numbers, are the reflection of these numbers, okay? So now realize another thing is that this always goes from least on the left to greatest on the right. So it's always increasing on the number line from left to right, like you're reading a book, okay? From left to right, okay? So that means that even though this is -6, right? And we would like to think if I look at -6 compared to +6, -6 is less than +6. So any number to the right of any number to the left is going to be greater than. So the numbers on the left are always less than any number on the right of it, okay? And so that brings us up to inequalities, right? So we have symbols like this, and we have symbols like this. And so this means, so if I take away this, just to show you. So this means greater than. Okay? And this one means less than. So if I say A and B, if I pick any numbers A and B, and I say A, this means A is greater than B. So what does that mean? I know that on the number line, A is going to be to the right of B, okay? And if I say A is less than B, that means A is going to be to the left of B on the number line, okay? So for example, if I am looking at comparing -3 and -2, well, is -3 less than -2 or greater than -2? Well, look on the number line. -3 comes to the left of -2. That means -3 is less than -2. Okay? And so that's what we want to keep in mind. So there's lots of things with signed numbers that we want to make sure that we understand. Okay? So now, let's see. 0 is not a signed number. So it's neither positive nor negative. Okay? The numbers to the left of 0 are negative. The numbers to the right of 0 we call positive. Okay? So these are what we call positive numbers, and these are what we call negative numbers. And then also, we also could have symbols of greater than or equal to, right? So this is what we call strict inequalities, because this does not include endpoints. This means greater than or equal to. So if I say that A is greater than or equal to B, that means that A could be equal to B, right? So I'm including any values that could be equal to B. So if I say X is greater than or equal to 3, then I'm saying I want all values of X on the number line that are greater than or equal to 3. So that would mean that I want everything from 3, including 3. So I would represent that with a solid circle, and then I would bold in everything to the right of that. Or some cases you also, and again, some books do both, but you could either use it as a solid circle, or you could use a square bracket to represent equals. Okay? Where we use parentheses, parentheses does not include, right, the endpoint. Okay? So this would represent this inequality. Now, also, we could have less than or equal to, which is again similar to less than, but it includes equal. So this is greater than or equal to. This means less than or equal to. Okay. And now, if it's a less than, let's say if I say x, if I say I want everything x less than -3. Now, it's less than, so I do not want to include -3. So what I would do is I would represent that as an open circle. So it's not closed, it's not filled in, it's open. And then I would just have an arrow going this way because it's less than. So that would be go to the left. Okay? And again, I could also represent this as a parenthesis, right? You wouldn't do both, but it's either a parenthesis or an open circle, either a bracket, a square bracket, or a solid circle. Okay? That's it. See you next time.